Right, my name is Gary Rosenfels. I'm a tobacco farmer, new tobacco farmer in Marula, Medibila and South. Challenges of coming up with an idea of how to cure our tobacco without spending a fortune on conventional barns. So we came up with this concept of doing the tobacco in essentially what is a greenhouse, which generates a lot more heat inside the barn as what was happening in the previous year with the farmers that were going sun drying on racks. What we found with regards to this method is that the temperatures in the top of the barn can get up to 60-65 degrees on a normal sunny day. The middle tier about 55-58 degrees. Problem being is the bottom tier doesn't get much over 40 degrees. So fixing was an issue. The stuff in the bottom tier was taking longer to actually cure. So the problem, what we tried to resolve then, and also overpacking the barn, it's all about air movement. We have vents up at the top, which are on stays, which allows me to open and close it to exactly how we want them to be, depending on the day. And then the bottom vent, yeah. So basically what we do is we bring in a load, the reaping for the day, load the barn, leave everything wide open to try and get as much moisture out of the barn as possible, as quickly as possible. Once we've got at least 50-60% of the moisture out of the leaf, we then start closing through periods of the day, build up the heat, and then as the precipitation builds on the inside of the barn, we crack the vents slightly, top and bottom, to release that moisture out and to try and trap as much heat as we can inside there. But we've also found that the air movement contributes a lot to the whole drying process as well. The actual problem with it is that when you have continuous bad wet weather, the barns don't do very much, and then we ended up with a bit of a barn challenge, a space challenge, which is, that's out of our control, the weather at that time.
Yeah, basically when it's overcast, the barn will sit. It won't cure as quicker as a sunny day. So this barn, we have improved it from the previous, where we used shades and sunracks. Shades and sunracks were taking us close to 21 days to cure tobacco. With this new Marula Barn, this new innovation, is taking us an average of probably 10 to 12 days to cure.
The top tier rod is curing in about 10-12 days.
10-12 days.
Obviously, as you get up at top leaves, your midribs are a lot bigger. So, with that slows everything down a bit. But top tier, 10-12 days, middle tier 14 odd days, and then what we end up doing is moving the bottom tier into other barns to try and keep that going.